Welcome, this is Shakti, your astrologer and host for today. I do this monthly astrological forecasts and overviews into what to expect, how you can adjust with the celestial energies. And my intentions are to inspire you and also teach you a little bit about astrology. For me, astrology has been such a magical, insightful journey that I'm really passionate about it. So I like to share with you today. I prepared a PowerPoint presentation about the sun moving into the next sign, Sagittarius, and I gave you practical suggestions, so you want to hang in there till the end as usual, so you're able to really take advantage. Just for you to know, my home is Maui, and I'm sitting here in front of my computer and speaking into a screen. So for me to keep me going, it's really important that you give me your comments, your questions, your feedback, so I keep being motivated. Okay, my dear, so let's head over to find out more about Sagittarius. The mysteries of Sagittarius. If you came to find out more about the qualities of the sign of Sagittarius, you came to the right place. So you might have the sun in Sagittarius, moon, or your ascendant, or other planets. And so we're going to discuss in depth the high and low end qualities of Sagittarius, so to make things more conscious and give you better choices. But it's also a forecast for the energies impacting all of us, because the sun is moving into Sagittarius, and what that means and how we can use those celestial energies with our projects, and where we can expect to be supported in our ventures. First, we will talk about the sun moving into Sagittarius November 21st, and in depth about the Sagittarius archetype and personality, and the low end and the high end possibility, how to bring that to life. And then, of course, what that means for us in the way of practical applications. So I'm always pointing towards the practical applications, how you can write the energies of the stars. So in this case, the Sagittarian wave. And I'm living on Maui, so all the locals know that it's not possible to fight a wave. It will always pull you under. You have to learn how to ride the wave, how to have this exhilarating, joyful experience to be able to ride the wave. So this is my intention, to give you all these practical ideas and suggestions what you could do this month and where you have the force with you. Also, we have the coming up new moon in Sagittarius. December 3rd, we have the full moon after that in Gemini, which is the opposing sign of Sagittarius. December 17th, we're not going to talk about that in depth, because I'm going to present extra videos for the new moon in Sagittarius and the full moon in Gemini, so you might want to have a look at that too. I always like to talk about the time frame when the sun is moving into the next sign till months later when it happens again. So this gives us an overview of the change of celestial energies. So sun moving into Sagittarius is happening November 21st at 6:09 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. So this is what we're looking at. This is Shakti Carola Nevrin. I am an online astrologer, what means living on this little tiny island in Hawaii, Maui. I'm doing 80% of my work online with people all over the world, and I'm really having fun with that. So I have been doing astrology for 35 years. I'm a published author, and I'm doing this different forecast readings throughout the month for you to get a general idea where the planetary energies are and how to ride those waves. But of course, as an astrologer, I know how much more in-depth the information is you get out of a personal birth chart reading. The art of astrology is really about knowing about what's going on in the heavens and how that correlates with us down here, and how we can use that knowledge, that wisdom, that consciousness in a helpful way. So the art of astrology for me is using those archetypes and symbols astrology presents us with to have a choice, so we can avoid the lower manifestations in favor of higher, more conscious choices we are presented with in life all the time. Having said all that, let's start to have a look into the Sagittarius archetype. So here in the picture you see the archer, the arrow on the bow, ready to be released, ready to fly over any kind of limitations and boundaries. So we have the symbol of Jupiter under that. We have the candlelight suggesting the light of consciousness. So there are many dimensions to Sagittarius. On the right hand side, you see the glyph for Sagittarius. It's the arrow with a little cross at the end. So Sagittarius, first of all, is one of the fire signs. So you see also the glyph for Leo and Aries. And Sagittarius is a sign we associate with adventure and an ever-expanding perspective. The Sagittarian personality. First of all, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter is the archetype of the king of the gods. So of the Roman gods. So here we have a symbol which is describing this generosity of spirit, this gregariousness, this bigness of an archetype. Therefore, we describe the Sagittarius as the adventurer, the gypsy, but also the higher cognitive functions like becoming a scholar, being interested in studying and in-depth exploration of the human ability to understand the world. So that brings us to the philosopher. So the philosopher who wants to basically know the deeper meaning of life. And throughout history, people have done that with the help of religions. So there is a strong tie-in with Sagittarius and an interest and openness and need for religion and that connection with God. Learning about a wisdom perspective of life. So that can go through philosophy or religion, but what's underlying is this motif of ever expanding boundaries, boundaries of the mind, boundaries of perception, and therefore Sagittarius is really a sign where it's about freedom. Freedom of what holds us hostage in our mental functions, in our life circumstances. And Sagittarius is the sign of generosity. So there's so much fire, so much expansiveness. So usually in the Sagittarius we have a very generous spirit. Again, that expansive spirit leads to adventures. So that's why we, as Sagittarian, we love to travel. We love to travel to truly foreign countries with different cultures. And Sagittarian personality often is very colorful itself. There is a sense of optimism, of faith, not necessarily a religious faith, while it can be that, but faith in a sense of faith in life, trusting that life is good, life has some deeper meaning, and therefore it has a nourishing, meaningful function for you. And of course, as all the other signs of the zodiac, the Sagittarius has a shadow. So the shadow of Sagittarius I would call a very narrow-minded religious or philosophical view. So when we look at that historically, we look at the Christian crusades. I mean, like, really imagine going into a foreign country and killing them because they believe in a different God or they have different ways of honoring the divine. So the Sagittarian shadow is really where you get caught up in dogma, in there's only one truth and it's mine. So here's the home of the fanatic, the one who only believes in that one truth, that one perspective of life. And of course, there's only always this very personal, subjective moment of truth and time, because we are just this tiny little flame, spark of the divine. So we don't have that total overview and wisdom perspective. We're always just where we are right now. So it's always good to keep that in mind. As an evolutionary astrologer, I'm always interested in what is actually the evolutionary goal of a sign. What is the evolutionary goal for the soul? And for the soul of a Sagittarius, it means that the overriding intention is to digest a wide array of experiences into a meaningful perspective of life. So this is what it is about. Now I want to get to how you can use those principles, those frequency fields we are opposed to when the sun moves into Sagittarius. And of course, it will be even stronger if we have planets in Sagittarius. But we all will have those forces to contend with. So I would like you to ask yourself the question, how have you underestimated yourself? This is a Sagittarian question. So in which area of your life do you need to therefore grow? Where do you need to push your limitations? Where do you need to push the envelope, so to speak? So this is the perspective of Sagittarius. The arrow shooting out of the known, shooting far ahead into unlimited possibilities. And you do that by becoming more conscious about your dreams and finding a sense of fulfillment in life. I mean, one of the worst curses you could wish on to somebody is, may you only make money with your profession, with your job. So, and how many people just get along, go along with a job, go through the motions because it pays money. So Sagittarius really brings in that perspective of you need to do something with your life which is meaningful. And then the Jupiter energy, the good fortune, the support, the good luck comes and helps you. Then the force of the universe is with you. But it takes a little daring. It takes this adventurous spirit to even be able to dare. So your inner vision work you can do with journaling. You can do it through contemplation, which goes pretty well hand in hand. So yeah, journaling, I always suggest to do it the first thing in the morning because that's a time when we're still very open to our unconscious mind, to mm, ideas, pictures, feelings popping up, and us being more available to hear that. Also, we're deepening the idea of rethinking what it takes to stay healthy. And we have talked about some of that last month with the Scorpio energies. But this month we look at it in a little bit different way. And that is because Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is connected with the liver. So, as you might know, the liver synthesizes, regulates, and secretes many substances important for the body. I think actually the liver has something around 500 functions in the body. So you can imagine how important that organ is. So generally we can say the liver detoxifies. Therefore, this is a good month to help the liver to focus on what can we do to detoxify. Because I mean, living in the times we're living in, we should be very aware how toxic our environment is, how toxic our food is, our water, our air. So we need to be smart. We need to counterbalance that by helping the liver to deal with that. So helping the liver to do that requires ways to help the body to release. So you might have heard about the liver flush. There are books out there. So you really want to learn a little bit about that and maybe do it under supervision of a health practitioner because it's quite an intense process where you help the liver to flush out gallbladder stones. And you might feel really, really better in many ways after you have done a liver flush. And it's really good to do that in connection with colon therapy, where you help the colon to unload all this build up of toxicity. And something you can do easily for yourself at home, which is not as in depth, but pretty good, is coffee enemas. So you want to make sure it's organic coffee because otherwise you just add more stuff where it doesn't belong. So coffee enemas is a way for the liver to flush out some of the toxic buildup in the liver. So it just helps the liver to work better. So you might want to consider doing all of this or some ideas this month. And as a gemstone expert and somebody who has worked all her life with using gemstones to balance aspects in the chart, I want to give you one of the birthstones for this month for Sagittarius, which is the lapis lazuli. It's not a very hard stone. It's kind of 5 to 6 on the Mohs scale. In Egypt, it was considered a sacred stone and was used in jewelry and sacred objects as scarabs, that kind of thing. The best qualities of lapis lazuli are found in Afghanistan nowadays, but there are other deposits in Chile, Russia. What it basically relates to, the lapis helps to focus your mind, to concentrate, to learn, to balance out. So it relates to the third eye and the relaxed state of mind, where we find that center, that peace of mind. And when we have that, we develop a realistic and compassionate of acceptance of things as they are. So lapis is especially a beautiful stone to wear in pendants, as you see here, because it's not a very hard stone. So I always felt attracted just by that beautiful, beautiful dark blue. When we talk about the moon, the new moon, the full moon, and in between, waxing and waning, so the lunation cycle is kind of how we tune in with the celestial energies emotionally. So having the coming up new moon in Sagittarius, December 3rd, is another deepening of the Sagittarius theme, because not only the sun representing our conscious approach, but also our emotional body, our way of feeling ourselves in the world is being activated and colored by Sagittarian qualities. So have a look at coming up forecast reading for the specifics of that. Same for the full moon. There will be a video coming up. The full moon is in Gemini, December 17th. Gemini is the opposing sign of Sagittarius, and with that the whole axis is activated, and Gemini and Sagittarius, they kind of integrate with each other in the center. So they both have something to contribute to each other to reach the highest expression of Gemini or Sagittarius. I'm always in favor to suggest that you enjoy the journey, enjoy the energies you want to integrate. So this month it's enjoying Sagittarius, the big heart, the big spirit, the wisdom perspective, the search for adventure, for fun, for juice. So yeah, let me know how that goes for you. I'm always interested to hear back and see how you're doing with what I'm describing. If you haven't done so yet, now it's a good time to sign up for your subscription, so you will be kept informed whenever I have a new forecast video ready and up. So please subscribe if you like my work. You can also go to my website, mauiastrologyreading.com, to sign up for my newsletter, which will also give you a free report for your love stone based on your birth chart. So if you love gemstones, why don't you do that? And of course, if you liked the material I presented, please like me. Again, this is how you can reach me. I'm living in Hawaii, so my phone number is 808-878-8182, or you can go to my website, mauiastrologyreading.com. So if you're interested in a personal reading, that's how you can reach me. I have been doing astrology for 35 years, so I have a lot of experience, and I really, really love to do this work because I see again and again how much of a difference it can make in somebody's life to have that kind of high wisdom and evolutionary perspective. So call me and we can do our reading through Skype online, and you can come visit me here on Maui. So as we say here, aloha, and thank you for visiting, and I see you soon.